Hello.
Hi.
I'm excited. I am excited. And I know those who know our history will say, yeah, that's who she wanted. And I did, and I do. I am Dr. Dorothy Bendross-Mindingall, school board member for District 2. And one of my favorite people in all the world, Shedia Nelson, is here. And I don't know if she knows, but she's going to really give us some history about her life. And hopefully she'll talk a bit about her mom and her family so that we will know who's in our midst. So, Shedia, you will tell us, if you will, about your writing journey.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sure.
It's such a pleasure. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you.
So, my writing journey, it started when I was in the third grade. I was introduced to poetry. And I didn't know poetry could be funny like Shel Silverstein and silly. So I was like, oh, what's that about? Let me explore and see more. So my mom continued to encourage me. And so then I went ahead and started entering my poems into contests, and I started getting published. My first publication started at 16, then continued through college, and
Wow.
now 11 books later.
Wow. And you know, while you're talking about 11 books later, I walked into the studio. I've not seen such beautiful pictures. And I want you to tell us about how these covers came about and continue to tell us about your journey.
Yes, so I have 7 volumes of poetry on themes of Black history, love, and healing. I thought it was important, especially as a mother, as a mentor, an author, playwright, and a poet. And I'm also the senior operations manager with Urgent Inc. And I also help out with the operations with our new middle school, Urgent Academy.
Talk to us a bit about that.
So Urgent Academy is a new school, a private school based right here in historic Overtown.
Yes.
That focuses on interest-based learning and project-based learning. So the young person is the center of their own learning. And now they get to see how the different subjects are interrelated and integrated into their own learning. And so now they're excited about learning and using creative media technologies and animation and comic book development and being introduced to financial literacy.
Ah,
A fun way to learn about money is I learned how to manage your own money first.
yes, yes, yes. So how did the school come about?
Well, Urgent Inc. is the umbrella. Urgent Inc. We're celebrating 30 years of empowering
Yes.
young minds to
Yes.
transform their communities. And we've been doing that for the past 30 years. So we have a K-12 portfolio right here in historic Overtown, after school programs for K-8 right at the Lotus House, and then our middle school right in historic Overtown. We do have a couple middle school partners, Edison Park K-8 Center, and our high school internship. So that's our FACE team, FACE standing for Film, Art, Culture, Entrepreneurship. And so we have the only award-winning organization providing award-winning filmmakers and entrepreneurs. We even have middle school entrepreneurs that are award-winning interstate business pitch competition and national business pitch competition and St. Croix. My daughter, she was one of those winners.
We have to let them know that. So tell me a bit about your mom and how she made sure that all of you were exposed to all that your interest projected. So talk about that a bit, please.
My mom, she's one of those people who love learning. She was a
Yes.
mathematical telecommunications engineer, and she was able to identify and tap into our own genius, which is actually the title of her newest book that I edited for her.
You're going to have to talk about that a bit too, so go on. Go on.
It's called Nurturing Your Child's Genius. So it's a great guide and a coach to coach you on of how to support, nurture, and develop and empower the young person in their own natural genius and help them to identify it and then explore it and then continue to elevate and lead a career in that path. So it's like me with my writing. I fell in love with words and telling stories. So each of my books tell a different chapter of my story. So I have love letters and In My Feelings and My Heart Sings, and I have Love Sprinkles, a children's poetry collection that a lot of that poetry I wrote when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
It also includes a letter that I wrote to Oprah Winfrey as part of a response to the LA riots in 1994.
Oh my.
So I thought these stories were so important to share. And she kept her bra on now.
Yes.
you know.
Yes, yes,
The
go on.
the backstory, she kept her bra on. The chronicles of a teenage love affair. It's like the philosophy of a good bra.
Yes.
A good bra provides guidance, direction, support, and some lift. So when you find that good bra, like a good friend, you hold on to them. So these are the chronicles. So it's a 3-part play series. It promotes awareness on teen dating violence and how to build a healthy relationship starting with yourself first. And I do workshops. Matter of fact, I have a workshop coming up at No More Broken Hearts, coming up March 15th.
So much to talk about, especially because I've seen the play.
You've been in it. You've been in it.
I've been trailing you all around for years, and I talk about you all, whether people want to hear it or not. You know, I'm just that way. If I want to talk about you all and your family, I'm going to talk about you all and your family. There's so much to share with you, but I want you to talk a bit about your brother,
Okay.
the artist.
Okay.
Please.
Sure. Kadir Nelson, he's an award-winning artist, world-renowned. One of his notable pieces that he's done is of Kamala Harris. Yes, he was commissioned to do a piece for the New Yorker, the magazine.
Okay.
And you get to see it. There's actually the original painting is hanging up in a beautiful gallery in New York right now. So if you have an opportunity, go see it. And he's done a lot of covers over the past several years.
Yes.
Another notable one that he did was for George Floyd, Say Their Names.
Wow.
So powerful. You've seen his work in different films. Set It Off. You'll see it in one of the rooms. You'll see in Friday. He's on the Drake music album cover. He's on Michael Jackson, his music album cover. So a lot of his work. And he also did the key art for Blackish as well when they were sipping the tea.
Yes.
Yes, that's Kadir.
Well, I have some of his books.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in fact, I bought 4.
Okay.
Maybe I bought them, maybe you all gave them to me, because I just sort of hang around. And I also remember seeing some artwork that he did in Overtown. I think it was about baseball players, Negro baseball players. I do know a bit about your family and what you do. But when I walked in, I saw these wonderful books. I know you pointed to them, but which one was first and how did that come about?
Wow. It's funny, would you say which one was first? Because I published 6 books all at the same time.
Oh, my. Okay.
So in October of 2023, I released In My Feelings. It's in My Poetry.
Okay.
It's in My Poetry is actually poetry I pulled from a screenplay that I'm working on producing as a film one day. That's one of my dreams there.
Amen. Amen.
And Moments of Healing. This one is a tribute to my father. He taught me the opportunity to be a better me and what that means. So I wanted to dedicate that collection to him.
Okay.
And I have Love Letters is also in 23. Love Letters I wrote, part of that is to my mom, to my daughter, and relationships.
Look at you.
And Journey of Thought, this is more healing reflections in cultural identity through self-discovery. So it celebrates Black history in the context of where we're at today. I do incorporate some of the history right here in Miami and Overtown. Okay. So I felt it was important to immortalize our stories.
Absolutely.
Especially as a mom, I want to make sure that our story is being told the way it needs to be told. Factual. My Heart Sings, I released this one just last October of 24. And I was going through my archives. I'm like, oh, I have another book. And Love Sprinkles, when I was going through my archives, I was like, oh, let me publish. I need a children's poetry collection. So let me go ahead and introduce this one. I couldn't decide on just one cover, so this one you get
beautiful.
2, you get a dual cover for both, for Love Sprinkles. And I have one more book that's I have 2 more that are not here. I just released this month.
So busy.
Right. So this one is a beautiful alphabet and coloring book produced by our K-8 summer campers with Urgent Ink. And so they got to illustrate all the letters of the alphabet, and they got to choose all the letters. So when you open the book, you'll see pictures of the little people who produced it. And then I have the print practice and the cursive, because I don't know why cursive is not being taught in schools.
Well, you nor I, many parts of the curricula for our schools, our conversations with another place and another person don't always, in my opinion, I agree with, but it becomes statute, it becomes law, and you follow through. But I have been told that there are so many children who can't write their names.
I know.
Okay, can't write their names. And why? Because they're not taught.
Yes.
So when you move into your walls, you know what to do.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me your connection with No More Broken Hearts.
Well, we were graciously invited by you to be a part. Since No More Broken Hearts focuses on awareness on domestic violence, it's important to connect with the young people on those same patterns of abuse that's reflected as bullying behavior and teen dating violence.
Yes.
So we've been afforded the opportunity to tell and reach many young people about the importance of what makes a healthy relationship and what are the warning signs for unhealthy relationships.
Talk about that for a minute, the warning signs, because many of our teenagers, as you know, they don't see them. Some of them will say to you, he loved me because he caught me talking to this guy and he just went upside my head. What? Is that love? Talk to us about those signs.
Yes, jealousy is not cute. I always like to point that out very clearly. Smacking anybody upside the head, no, that's not cute. The whole play fighting and the wrestling, no, because that always ends up with someone getting hurt.
Exactly.
Like, oh no, I'll set boundaries. The boundary is that you don't put your hands on me like that.
Exactly.
That's where we start. And the obsessive scrolling on social media. Oh, well, why are you liking this girl? Why are you hearting this person? And why are you making these comments? And then start stalking the young person. Oh, that's not stalking. Well, I had a young lady actually follow this guy that she had a big crush on. Followed him home. He didn't know. She fell back at a distance. Walked all the way there. He didn't know. And then she realized, I still have to walk home. I said, I hope you learned your lesson. Stalking? No, please don't. Don't do it online. Don't do it in person. That's not healthy.
And they need to know this more than once. So we do our annual No More Broken Hearts workshop, and we're in our 25th year.
Congratulations.
And you are a part of all of these, many of these years, because you're not much older than 25 yourself.
Thank you.
The idea is, what will any individual or groups who will come to the 25th anniversary of No More Broken Hearts, what should they expect from you?
Well, fun, education, and empowerment. And I use my play series as a teaching tool.
Yes.
It's essential to the conversation because I couldn't have written this collection of plays without my amazing high school students to be a part of the process. So it was co-written and collective based on the conversations that we have in our Rites of Passage Media Arts Project after school program for the middle school and for the high school students. They were sharing their experiences, and so every time the young people read the stories, they're like, "Oh, how did you know? This is this is me."
Oh my!
It is as relevant today as it is back when we were producing the plays. We took them on tour here in Dade County, across different universities, and even to Broward. We took it to the Sister Song Conference. So we continue to telling the story. So it's important to continue doing the workshops because young people need a space, a safe space to have real conversations and be heard.
I agree.
And understand the choices that they're making and why they're making them. And if they're consulting and relying on their peers for information who don't have all the information, now they can be in a safe space to have real conversation to help direct what choices they need to be making. And they'll get a copy of the book.
Well, When I look at all that you have done in such a at such a young age, I wonder, what do you foresee Shedia doing down the road a bit?
Well, I'm looking forward to making major motion pictures,
Oh,
feature
wow.
films. Every book I have tells multiple stories, and I look forward to seeing my work on the big screen. We do have the culminating chapter to She Kept Her On, adapted
Yes,
to
yes.
short film
Yes.
called Keeping It On, under the guidance of Jalen Acosta. Jalen James Acosta. He's the
Okay.
director of the film. So we do
Okay.
have a film adaptation. So then you'll get to see all of my work and my stories that I wrote back when I started in high school. So
Well,
there's more to come.
Thank you. Well, when it comes about, don't forget, I know how to sit up straight and do whatever you tell me to do. So I want to go back a bit about the school, the upcoming school.
Yes.
Go talk to us about that. I'm impressed, and the grades that you all have chosen, so much needed. So I'm ready.
Well, thank you. So we actually have an open house coming up this Thursday, January 30th. I hope you can come.
Did you send us an invitation?
I believe so. If not, I'll make sure you get it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, have to come. It's
Okay.
open to the public for anyone to
Right,
come.
right.
The young people, it's a very youth-forward event. So you'll get to see and meet the young people at our middle school and learn about all their passion projects, what they've been working on. One has been working on a yearbook, another one's learning about coding, and so they'll have their elaborate displays all set up. And you'll get to learn more by talking and experiencing the opportunity through the creative media technology, which means you'll be able to see what the comic books have been working on. So we have now we're at 10 comic books produced and published.
Wow.
And all of the comic books, they've been adapted to short film and to live action. Some of the comic books also double as coloring books. So you get to see a lot of the projects that they're working on, and to see more in-depth opportunity and experience what it means to be at Urgent Academy. I think what sets us apart from other schools is it's not just a sit down, listen, lecture. No, kids are engaged, they're up, they're creating, they're collaborating, they're learning teamwork, they're learning workforce skills that are easily transferred into any other space that they can be in.
And what are your hours for this school?
They're Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 3:30.
Okay, so you do have a few students now?
We do. We did start as a nice pilot, 7 students, but we are enrolling. So we are definitely open to doing info sessions, and so you can definitely sign up to learn more.
Okay. So
And
which
we're
school-
enrolling for a summer camp as well.
Okay, and I know about that. I participated in that. So how do you recruit your children?
A lot of it's through community events. We've been invited to several events at the History of Miami, for example. And word of mouth and going around to different public events. And the Overtown Children and Youth Coalition, they've
Okay.
also been very helpful, as we're a member with the coalition to help spread the word as well. But the more support that we can have, more parents be more aware that this middle school is an opportunity to accelerate your child's learning, no matter what reading level that they're at.
Okay.
So we're there to have a coach. We have certified teachers to help support
Now that's
their learning.
important. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to mention that, certified teachers. So how will you work with, well, tell me this, the state, because they have rules and statutes and laws, etc. How did you come about getting this school started?
That's a great question. I would like to deter that to Dr. Nelson.
I know.
She's a better person to answer that
Okay,
question more
okay.
specifically. But I
Okay.
understand that she did a lot of research to see what would
Okay.
be the best fit for us to move forward to create the school.
Okay, so you told me about your writing and how you started as a little one. When we talk about the plays, how do you choose your actors and actresses?
Interesting. It's the young people in our program.
Okay,
And a lot of them don't have any experience. They've never presented on stage, don't have any public speaking, have not been introduced to theater at all. So I would be a coach. So I would coach them through the process, how to act and how to present themselves and angles on stage
Yes,
and how to
yes.
cheat the camera or being on the stage,
Okay.
at a 45, and how to get into the character's mind. And so a lot of what I've done is helping the young people create the backstory of the characters that they get to choose.
Okay.
So we would read through the play, and then I would ask them, well, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? And this is what I have so far. What do y'all think? Like, oh, this is great. There's a scene where the kids are making a lot of jokes. And I was like, okay, I definitely need your help. I could not have come up with the little creative jokes they came up with. But it's important that young people get to see themselves in
Absolutely.
stories.
I am indeed honored, Shedia, that you're here and that you're bringing in another generation. We might know a little bit, but someone was talking about that today when I went to a school. This is Literacy Week in our schools, and the children were making remarks. Why? Because they want me to know that they are very, very smart, and they are. Nonetheless, it's different now than it was. Children just are different. So I look forward to what you all do and bring about, as we said, cursive. There is a place for it. I'll tell you this quickly. When I was a state representative, and I would go to the room where there were these elderly people who had not seen people doing cursive. So when I would sign my name, they would touch each other. See, she can really write. Look at the pretty handwriting. Look at it. Look at it. But I was taught cursive writing,
Yes.
coming through. But our kids now. So I want to absolutely tell you how grateful I am that you're looking at it, and how thankful I am that you're looking at it. Whatever we can do as a school board, and I am your school board member because this is my district, we're sitting in it, I will be happy, because all children, I feel, if they're carefully taught, can learn. And what setting is there for my child? What setting is there, or which setting is there for your child? We don't know. But if we put them in the wrong setting, we're going to be in trouble, because they're going to let us know this is not working for me. So I want you to be ready to present and I'm going to speak later with you about something that I'm looking at for you, because you deserve it. And again, I want you to speak with your mom in a very nice, kind, quiet way, because she runs things, and have her to know that I look forward to having her go through the story and the history of how she recognized, because we don't recognize the genius in our children. We don't. They're going to learn this, they're going to learn it that way, but she saw it. I am witness to at least 3 of you all, at least 3, and you all let the world know that you come from a great background of knowledge. And what do? You add your knowledge to it, and of course you come out and you're one of my special guests on the journey. God bless you, Shedia. See you soon, and I'll see you on the journey. Okay.
Thank you.